and welcome to another F12 programming. My name is Mike Hewitt.
I'm Jacob Rains.
And what are we going to be talking about today?
This is going to be a real quick video. I just want to throw in a little extra here because it came up in a conversation earlier. A feature called NameOf.
Okay.
So we've got some class, and I like to use this with properties, so I'm going to make some properties here real fast.
Okay.
So let's just say we've got public some prop. Let's say it's integer, doesn't really matter. And just for simplicity, we're going to say it's just got a getter on it. And we're probably going to do another video on properties at some point. So if you're not into that yet, we'll get there. But we're going to return some value. Return 1, 2, 3. And let's assume this is way more complicated. There is a bunch of logic going on in here. And a lot of times we do a property, we want to record that the value changed, right? So let's say we've got, I guess I should have put a setter on here. That's a better example. So we're going to record that this property gets set to some value.
Okay.
And of course we're going to do that in here. We're probably going to have what they call a backing variable. Private int some prop. We'll go ahead and give it a default value. I'm going to make this real simple here. We're just going to say but we want to record whenever this value changes, right? So effectively we want to say something like this. If value does not equal our backing value, we don't want to take the time to actually change this value if it doesn't equal. Right. And here we want to record change. So we're going to put record change. I'm going to put some property and our new value, right? And we're going to go make a method to handle that here, which I'm going to use a shortcut key, Alt-Enter.
Yeah, or Control.
Or as we found out in one of the previous videos, Control Dot. Everybody's got a different way of doing it. But we're just going to auto-generate that code down here that says, hey, we're going to record this change to the property value. So I'm going to put a string here, which is the property name, and some value. And then we're going to just write some code here to log this data. We don't really need to get into the nuances of it. Mm-hmm. This is great and all, but the problem becomes when we start having multiples, right? So now we've got some other, and this is some prop 2, and we go put 2's on all the end of these, and that works great. Oh, we got to remember to put it on the string too, though, right? And talk about some real-world situations. Somebody comes in here and says, well, this isn't really some prop anymore. We've changed the name. It's now some prop 3. So we come in here to refactor it, and we're going to call it some prop 3.
Well, let's go real quick. F12 or F2. How do you refactor?
Oh, F2 to refactor.
A lot of times I watch videos and they do stuff so quick. I'm like, oh, how'd they do that?
And I'm bad about that. I know. So we're going to put some prop 3, and you got to make sure that this changes when you change this, or this is going to start to break down. Because if this doesn't match the property name,
okay.
But now you've got this, what a lot of people call a magic string. You've got some value in here that you now have to curate and make sure that it's right. Well, let's just get rid of this string here, and we're going to do that using a trick called NameOf. We're going to type NameOf, and then we could literally just put any valid variable name, class name, object name, whatever. We put whatever we want. We can drop it in here. And what's going to happen is, at compile time, when it sees this NameOf some prop 3, it's going to replace it with that code that we had a minute ago. As if we had typed something like that.
Which seems kind of silly, but you're talking about refactoring, it's huge and very powerful.
Right, because now anytime
I'd go ahead and leave that back there.
Oh, yep.
And now refactor.
Yeah, so we're calling this out 2 different ways, once with the name of and once with just the prop name. So if I come in here and refactor, oh no, how did you do that? I wonder if it's because, well, .NET, every now and then you surprise me. Well, the argument that I was going to make was that when you refactor this, it wouldn't know the name that changed. Wow, now I'm concerned on why it changes. Is it changing my strings when I don't know about it?
Interesting.
That is interesting. I wonder if that had anything to do with the fact that this is called prop name. I wonder if I called this prop name.
Okay.
Yeah, let me try that again. Okay, well, they must have put some new AI in there to figure that out.
That's very, very interesting.
I'm positive that wouldn't have worked.
Can we test a few things out?
Yeah,
Go ahead on line 54. Let's just make a property. On line 54, let's just say string.
Oh, on 54?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
I don't know. String.x equals some prop 4.
Well, we can't do that.
Well, no, I mean in quotations.
Oh, I got you.
I'm trying to get a string. Like, is it changing all strings?
Well, I would bet that there is some clever programming going on that says, well, since we're in a property called SumProp4 and there's a string called SumProp4, but I'll show you where it'll probably break down. If I was calling it out in some other piece of code, like up here in the main.
Okay.
Right? So now I'm calling SumProp4, some name of SumProp4. I got to put some values in here, so we're just going to put 0 for right now, so my method works. Or actually, was that a string? No, what was that? Record, change.
They probably need to be.
Oh, I'm in a static.
Static, yeah.
Yeah. Tell you what, we are just going to make a little method here. String test, or excuse me, public void test, just so we have a method to put these in that isn't static. We're learning stuff today. So now, and actually this, just so everything's named right, let's make it all match. So we've got SumProp4 here. When I go to refactor SumProp4, it tries to rename that.
Scroll up a little bit.
Now it picked that one up too. I'm impressed. And scared.
Yeah. Well, can we do one more thing?
Sure.
Where it says right line hello world, put SumProp4 instead of hello world. I just want to see if it's doing a find and replace on that string.
I'm wondering if it was outside, if it was in a different file.
Yeah. Let's try that. Now try refactoring.
This one right here.
Ooh.
That's scary.
That is very scary.
So if you literally had the word SumProp4 in your code somewhere and you refactor it could be changing it. Well, that is good to know. All right, well, I'm going to do one better. We're going to take this code. If this works, I'm going to freak out. We're going to come over here to a different class. And we're going to get to this, we're going to need to reference that. Where are those? Are those right off the main?
Yeah.
That's kind of cheating a little bit. I'll tell you what, let's make this static. Because that won't change anything over there, but over here we will be able to do that. So let's say, what was my class back there? It was program, right?
Program, yeah.
Oh, it's private, that's why. Public. So let's say program dot record change. And this needs to be, man, I hate to instantiate this, but we'll just for the sake of logic here, let's say program X equals new program, just so we can say, ooh, that's going to get weird. Okay, so now when I go to refactor SumProp4, SumProp5, can I let me look at it with
go
that
ahead,
actually?
Apply. Now go look. Oh, wow.
Wow, okay. Scary.
We've learned something here. So,
yeah, definitely.
I don't know what to do with that, but there you go.
Yeah, be careful when refactoring. That's the lesson learned here. Okay, so we're looking at this, and this is getting weird.
Yes.
So I've noticed a couple things here. One, we changed the property here to name. And
because what we want to do is come up with something that would come up in a regular sentence. And if you look at the very top, we have right line, my name is.
Yeah, so I come in here and I went to refactor name. And I noticed as I rechange the name, it's changing it up there. That was the first thing we noticed, which is scary. And then I don't even know when, because I didn't change this, so is this the default? We noticed here on the refactoring that there's a little box up here in the corner, and it has a check mark that says include strings, and I do not think that should be on by default.
I do not think that should be on.
So we're going to turn that off, which I think will take us back to our classical behavior for this. And let's try it now. So when I refactor name, it shouldn't be changing name in the string up here. All right, so we're going to refactor, and there it goes. It works as expected.
Yes. Oh, good, because I was very nervous there for a little bit.
Yeah, it means every time you refactor a variable, if there's a variable that in that with a string that has that word anywhere in it, it could get picked up.
We're kind of doing it's no longer a refactoring, but a find and replace.
Yeah, which I think pretty well. I think you said it earlier. I think it kind of breaks refactoring.
Yes, it breaks refactoring.
So yeah, let's just remember to turn that off. So now back here on our example we were actually working with here, I go down to sum prop 5 and do a refactor. And it's changing the name of without changing the string.
Which is back to the world makes sense.
Back to the world makes sense. Including strings seems crazy to me, but you can. Include comments.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
interesting too. I guess as long as you know it's there.
Yeah. Well, I hope you learned something. I definitely learned something.
Yeah, that did not go the way I expected it to.
I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you for watching that video from F12 Programming. Please remember to like and subscribe. That does so much for us in the ratings. You have no idea. Also, don't forget to comment below. I hope you enjoyed, and good luck coding.